Okay guys, time to decide the winner. And the first one to vote is Nick.
Who I think should be in third place and why?
Yes.
Okay, great. I think it should be Phoebe. And my main reason for that is that based on my point system, Phoebe was never really that polarizing for me one way or the other. And I thought that the adherence to one particular style a lot more than our other two competitors really made me consider whether or not I felt that Phoebe deserved to be top singer or not. And while I feel like all of our finalists are more than worthy of the victory, I think the ones that decided to venture out a little bit and show a little bit more of that vocal range and versatility may be deserving to be the next top singer. If this was next top K-pop, J-pop, idol, or even next top pop singer, I think that my decision would be vastly different. And I think that especially if we decided to do an entire J-pop, K-pop competition, I think Phoebe would take it by a landslide. Possible. Still a chance that there could be an upset, but I think Phoebe would definitely be the favorite going forward for that. But for this particular competition, which judges your ability to perform as an overall vocalist, I don't think that Phoebe has that versatility, and that's why I placed them in the third position.
Okay, and we're gonna save the arguing for later in case that comes up.
Sure.
Apparently there's arguing. Oh, we already know that.
Okay, next person to vote is me. Ooh, okay.
Yay.
Why are you writing, Nick? What are you doing?
I'm writing it down. I'm writing down what all our choices were.
Ah, okay.
I mean, if that's necessary, I don't have to.
Yeah, okay, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, so it may not come as a shock to you, but my third place is Phoebe. She is actually the one that I'm most likely to listen to after the show because I'm completely in love with her voice and that unique style that she has and everything. But as a judge, I have to try to be more objective. I'm looking at things like range and dynamics and versatility. Of course, there is the emotion part, but all three of them succeeded on that front. So still for me, Phoebe is the most limited out of them. So I completely agree with Nick on that. Scott is not perfect, Ginga is not perfect, Phoebe is perfect at what she does, but she is too limited. So that's why I have to put her at number 3. I love you, Phoebe. I hope you don't take this too hard, but I have to do it. Now, Andrea.
I did actually vote for Phoebe as well, and not for the same reasons that you guys did. I personally believe she is not a one-trick pony. I just think she's not comfortable going outside and testing herself and pushing herself. And I think if she really did, if she said, you know what, I'm gonna get myself a rock song, even if it's a Japanese rock song, if it's a J-rock song, I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna do it and I'm just gonna have fun with it, and I don't care if it's good or bad, I'm gonna just go and I'm just gonna have fun. I think she would actually do really well. She's got that voice, she's got that pitch, she's got the emotion, and she's got what it takes, but I don't know if she has the confidence to push herself outside of her box. Because even in the musical theater run where you could have picked so many wonderful songs, even like one of my, I'm still really pissed that not a single person chose Defying Gravity, one of my all-time favorite big songs, fun songs, but she still chose a song that even though it was more open and more wide and a little deeper, it still could kind of fall into the same sing-songy, soft J-poppy category with that particular. So it was outside of her box, like if she just put a toe outside of her box rather than her whole foot. And I think she can do it. I think she's got the talent for sure. And like I said, if she went to Japan and made an album right now, I would buy it in a heartbeat because I think she has got a gorgeous J-pop voice. But I also think that she just needs to have a little bit more confidence in herself and in her talents to just try to go outside of the box more, and just, even if it's not good, just try. In this competition, everybody tried. Even those who are already gone, they tried. Some failed, and of course they left, but they at least tried. And so do I say, well, Ginga and Scott should go home because there were minor imperfections, and Phoebe should stay even though she didn't try, but they tried? It was a really tough decision for me, but in the end, it came down to the fact that Ginga just, I think, lacks the confidence to try, and I think she needs to work on that, and then she'll be a very successful performer.
You mean Phoebe, right? You said Ginga.
Or Phoebe, I'm sorry. Ginga's on my brain all of a sudden, all because I listened to her last. I think now all of a sudden she's always on my brain, or I'm sorry, they are always on my brain. I got to get out of that habit. But no, Phoebe, at least Phoebe tried, or didn't try. I don't know what I'm saying anymore because my brain's all fried. I actually just woke up about an hour before we started exhausted. I overslept because I didn't get to bed till, I don't know. Anyway,
Same here. I'm very tired.
Oh,
the point is, I chose Phoebe because I think Phoebe needs to gain some confidence to try something different and grow as a performer, because even J-pop is evolving. It's not always going to be, I mean, look at music evolve over the years. It doesn't stay the same. We have to be able to evolve as music styles and themes change. And so what she's singing right now is not going to be what's in the J-pop community maybe 5, 6, 10 years from now. So she has to be able to adapt and to change and to grow as an artist, and she just didn't show us that in the cycles. So
well, I did actually consider giving her second place because she has the more polished sound of the season, but the versatility was the determining factor for me, or the lack thereof, sadly. But still, it wouldn't have been first place, so I guess it doesn't matter.
yeah.
Oof, now for first place. Dunk, dunk, dunk. So, the first one to vote is... me. Why is it always me?
I was hoping it wouldn't be me.
It's always
Yay.
me. Damn it. This random generator is rigged.
Kudos to you for being honest.
Yeah.
Because you could have easily just been like, oh, Andrea, it's you.
Yeah, no, Andrea has accused me of that in the past, but actually don't do that. This is to make sure that I guess we don't I don't know, whatever. Okay.
I think all our brains are tired right now, so we gotta get through it.
I mean, I had to prepare like 2 hours before this.
I know that's
But I honestly don't think I would have changed my decision if I would have been able to sleep on this. So I am quite set on my choice. So it's going to be interesting to hear how you landed on that. But okay, here we go. So
Enough suspense. Who is it?
okay, so here we go. Ginga has never made the wrong song choice in this competition. They have shown a distinct musical theater voice in the musical theater round, obviously, and a distinct rock voice, and they have such versatility in their voice. I actually found myself lip-syncing to Music of the Night at some point because that performance really affected me emotionally, and to me, Scott's body of work is by far the best. There's just no competition there. But then the final songs came in, and when I heard Ginga's song, I felt that maybe I need to re-evaluate things here because that just completely blew me away, and I was really starting to question myself there. But then Scott's entry came in and I was stunned. So Scott's and Ginga's songs were neck and neck to me. Ginga had no vocal issues and they really brought it. But to me, Scott had more in that song, despite the technical issues. Scott has shown the most range throughout this competition, the most dynamics, he has the most powerful voice, he has the versatility and the vocal texture, from that alternative singer in that Weird Al cover to that awesome rocker in the group round to that dark and ominous rocker in Du Hast, which I know you hated, Nick, but I don't care because I love that. And then the musical theater round, he showed that he can be a musical theater singer as well. So yeah, I really love that, and he has always taken the time to perfect his entries. There are no significant pitch issues in his performances. He is polished for the most part. In the group entry, he went so high, and I was actually really blown away by that. Ginga really brought it as well with that vibrato and everything, but to me, Scott was the star of that round, so that was pretty telling, because when you hear all three in one performance, then you really get a chance to compare them to each other in a different way. So that was actually really helpful, because that has never happened before, that all three in the top three have been in the same group. So that helped me with my decision, definitely. So if you haven't figured it out at this point, my number one goes to Scott.
All right.
Andrea, would you like to?
No, the random
We
generator.
can't. Random
yeah,
generator.
random generator, right. Sorry,
Random generator.
system. The system. I have to get used to it.
Yeah, and it's actually unique. You're not getting out of this.
Yeah, there's not a lot to add to what you mentioned about both of those contestants, Petri. I think that they both performed extremely well through most of these categories. Scott was definitely a bit more polarizing than Ginga. As I was going back through these rounds, I found myself having more songs that I thought were my favorites from Scott, but then there's also a few ones where I thought he performed the least effectively. In comparison to our other contestants here, not in comparison to everyone who was there during the round, but just for these three. So I was bouncing back between them quite a bit, and honestly, this is probably one of the hardest decisions for me in this competition, was trying to figure out which of them to bump up to first place. But the point system never fails, and I do have who I believe should be the next top singer. And I'm not sure what Andrea's choice will be, but I agree with Petri, and I think it should be Scott.
Yay!
There's not too much to add that you did not mention. I thought that there's something that I find very mesmerizing about Scott's vocal tone and the way that he can alter it to fit a variation of different genres. I think Scott definitely brings an incredible range, emotion, and variation to his vocals that, while Ginga is extremely powerful, definitely has that J-Rock style vocal presence and great charisma. I just think that Scott's versatility, Scott's power, and the level of emotion that Scott can bring to a song, whether it be the fun whimsicality of his a cappella song, or just the dark, brooding seriousness from the finale, or the variations of emotions that he managed to capture in the musicals round. I think that Scott proved that he deserves to be the next top singer all-star.
Yeah. So
But it was close, very close.
So now the question is Andrea going to convince us to vote Ginga, or does she already agree?
Well, I agree with what you guys both said about both contestants. Ginga, I think they wow me every single time. I'll just put it that way. I always am wowed by Ginga, and I think they have just an absolutely amazing talent. They're very versatile. I have always found myself just loving what Ginga puts out. And Scott, too, this season, because I'm not taking the last season into consideration, other than the fact that I will say, for me, he grew a lot as a singer since that time.
Yes.
But for this particular season, I mean, I was definitely impressed, because having known him from a season before, and I was just, not exactly a fan that season. But this season, he showed remarkable control, which is one thing that I was definitely on him for. He showed definite versatility. I mean, of all of the contestants, I think that he really did show us the most versatility by choosing songs that I would not expect from him. Like, I always expected he would do, for musical theater, I did not expect that dual part from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. He always does something that you are not going to expect. I could have thought about 100 different songs he would have done for the finale. I never would have expected Disturbed, Sound of Silence. He does show versatility. He does show range. He's a very good performer. This season, he really showed his growth. Ginga really didn't have much to grow, because Ginga has always been so dynamic and so versatile, and just always such a performer, and always puts everything they have into their performances. And I think that this particular song was the ultimate Ginga. I mean, this was, from start to finish, just the most solid performance I have heard in such a long time from Ginga, and they should be so proud of themselves. And like I said, I think everybody in this competition that made it this far should definitely be proud of how far they came and how close. I mean, if you really look, it's like Milla points away from each other at the end, because I struggled so hard with all three of them, putting, Phoebe in second, and Ginga in first, and Scott in first, and Ginga in second. And I mean, I bounced back and forth, but in the end, I decided that when I really looked at everything from start to finish, from the very first episode to what we're doing right now, I said that by just a half a point difference, Scott takes my top spot.
Ooh, Andrea.
Oh, there's no arguing.
I did not see that coming, actually. I really thought Ginga was your favorite from the very beginning.
I love Ginga. They know that I absolutely, and I fought for Ginga many, many times. You know that there were a few times where Ginga was at risk, and I fought for them, because I do believe in them. And like I say, I'm not saying that Ginga doesn't deserve the top spot. Scott doesn't deserve the top spot. I think everybody really deserves the top spot, but there can only be one top spot. So I really had to slice it down episode to episode to episode, because for me, they both today gave a solid performance. And so I had to look at each performance to say, well, okay, if they both gave me a performance I loved and I was moved by, and so I can't decide, I have to go back and look at their other performances from the season. And I have to say the deciding factor for me, because I loved them both throughout the entire competition, but it did fall to the musical theater round, where I really enjoyed his approach to doing both the evil guy and Quasimodo, and then the change in the voice, being able to do that lower, grittier, evil tone to going up to that hopeful tone. So I appreciated that. Whereas with Ginga's performance in the musical theater round, there was a few missed marks that they didn't take. Like the first time they lifted so beautifully, but then when it came time for the second time, they didn't. They decided to go low. And at the end, instead of lifting that note and letting it fade away, they went low, which just kind of lost that emotional impact. And so for me, that's where it fell with Ginga and Scott. And the millipoint is so tiny. I mean, you could barely see that edge. Barely. It's so tiny between the two of them. But in the end, it came down to musical theater, and I ended up giving it to Scott.
Yeah, and Ginga has worked really hard in this competition, so
oh yes,
I know this is probably going to be hard on them, but we have to do our job.
It's hard on me. I mean, literally when it came down to saying I have to decide, I cried for a little bit, because I knew that I wasn't going to be happy either way, because they're both deserving. But
yeah.
Oh, 100%. Either of them, I believe wholeheartedly that they could find lucrative careers in the music world.
Oh yeah.
You know, there's a lot of factors that come with that, but talent is not something that's hindering either of the two of them.
No, definitely not.
I mean, either of them I could have seen as a winner, and I would have been proud of them, because they both would have deserved it. But for me, I do have to say, if Scott didn't win this, it would have been kind of like misconduct on our part, because I really think Scott is the one who has brought the more solid performances throughout the entire season.
And the most versatility.
Yes.
Like I said, Scott has surprised me every time with his song choices and his ability to adapt to the song choices without losing himself and give us a good performance every time. I mean, of course, I think that Nick would probably disagree on one song, but I actually like the Rammstein song. It was a little bit different, and maybe there wasn't enough singing, but what he did give us was very solid, very interesting. I actually liked that. I mean, I don't listen to Rammstein, so I don't really know them that well, but I did like this song, oddly enough.
Yeah, same here. I don't really listen to them, but
They're one of my favorite bands.
yeah.
Yeah, and that might also be just
And
like
that's
your favorite. Phantom of the Opera is one of my favorites, and I think that's maybe where our bias comes in. But I think he gave us the most versatility. He took the biggest risks with his song choices.
And that's what this competition is kind of about, to take risk, because if you don't, then you don't have the possibility to surprise us, and that's what we kind of want. He stayed true to being an unpredictable artist, like we talked about last season, but this time he had the control, and that was the difference.
And that's what happened to Phoebe. Phoebe ended up in third place because she didn't give us the versatility, the risk, or anything along that line.
Do you remember what I said last season in the top 20 discussion, Andrea? I said
probably something where I argued with you and said you're wrong.
I said that one day he was going to be ready to win this competition.
Go and get more training and try again at another point. There still isn't much control.
And I actually have this feeling that if he would train for 1 year and then come back, he could actually win a season of this.
Yeah.
He just needed some more training. I don't know if he got the training or if he just trained himself, but he was ready this time around.
I agree. Like I said, I was very, very, very hard on Scott. I mean, I think every time you tried to save him, I was just like, what the hell are you doing? Why?
Because I always believed in him.
And this season, he definitely proved me wrong. I mean, I was right about the last season. I don't think he was ready, but
no, he wasn't.
He definitely grew, and he grew on me, so that's where we are.
So, I guess we have our decision. I mean, I could talk...
Unless Nick wants to change his mind.
Or both of us.
I'm pretty happy with my choices. I don't think I'm going anywhere with mine, and
we were actually...
Did you see what he wrote?
How dare you?
Nick.
That was not my vote. Look,
That's
you can
true.
clearly
That's
see who I chose for third.
I was
And you
going
can
to
clearly
say we
see
were completely unanimous on the decision, but apparently not.
somewhat unanimous.
I think this is the first time, though, that when you really look at it, joke Petri on third place aside, this has got to be the first time that we are in 100% complete agreement on literally first, second, and
Yes,
third.
what the
Where there is
hell?
no variation.
What
I mean, we
happened to
literally.
us?
That's. We're
Is
no
Ma-
Mark.
Is Mark? Yes. Is Mark going to listen to this and go, "Oh, what are you doing? You are not."
I would love to know what he says at
You
the
are
end
not
because you
asking
know
questions.
he would have taken everything that we had and he would have thrown it out and just gave us some kind of like big, I don't know, something. He would have done something weird.
I gotta ask him what his choices would have been.
Me personally, I'm happy with what I'm glad that we all agree because it takes the edge off where there's, you at least know you made the right decision because you got two other people that said, hey, you know what, we agree. So
Yeah. If I was going to argue, I was just gonna say that he really needs this win because imagine what he's gonna do with more confidence. But above all else, I just think he deserves it. So
Yeah.
we didn't really need to argue that much this time around.
No,
so-
I'm shocked. Like I said, I'm still shocked. I mean, I don't think we've agreed sometimes on first place, but then the other places, like, somebody put second and I'll put third. But this is the first time we are in 100% agreement from third to first. I have to say that it's really nice to finally be in tune with y'all and not be arguing and fighting. That actually is kind of a nice feeling. I don't leave the season feeling like, damn, that was painful.
Yeah, not
It ends on a high note.
like last season.
Exactly.
That was painful.
Oh yeah, that was painful. Oh, didn't their deliberations go almost 2 hours long?
Yes, it was.
Oh,
it was the
no.
longest ever.
But yeah, that was painful, and I'm just glad that this season I can breathe a sigh of relief that while I'm sad they couldn't all win, I'm confident in who I chose, and y'all agree with me, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
This is the shortest we've ever done it
Yeah.
between the three of us.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I hit stop?
Yeah. Okay.
Stop. He said, don't record without me, or don't talk without me. But at least now he has the recording of it. So there he
Yeah.
is.
He said not
There
to
he
talk
is.
without him, but didn't
Not
say
rec-
anything about
yeah.
recording.
Yeah, but we're too late. All of the funny stuff already happened. So
That's true. All of the gold, unrecorded, lost in the ether for eternity.
Petri doesn't have his mic on. He is officially 3 minutes late. Like I said, no feedback.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna have to go. Oh, there
There
he
he
is.
is. We started recording a little bit after we realized that we were saying funny things. So now we started recording.
Yes.
Just in case there. But you missed the gold. I mean, the comedy gold happened almost immediately. I mean, it was perfect.
Why did you do that to me?
Why were you late?
You could have told us.
Because the contestants were late, so I was
That's
late
also
too.
true.
I would have been on time.
You get no feedback. You're done. All right.
Yeah.
I would have opted to have you eliminated, but
And bring in
we'll
Mark.
just skip feedback.
Okay, I want to sink before this is getting even
All right.
more crazy. Okay, so
You have a minute. I do have a little bit of critiques for one particular contestant, but
for one particular.
the rest of them, for the most part, all the songs were pretty good.
I'm trying to be polite, damn it.
No, you need to burp so I can scold you like you did last season for me.
All right. I guess there's only
was
one
good.
left.
Yeah.
Did you just fart? Did somebody just fart?
What? No.
I thought I heard a fart. I thought that was Nick.
My mic would not have picked it up.
Oh,
so
okay.
whether it happened or it did not, no one would have heard it.
I heard I heard what sounded like a but anyway, okay. Maybe it was Dojo.
That was probably my share.
Oh, okay.
But
sure,
you
blame it on the chair.
farted
It's always the chair.
in the
It's always the
language
chair.
round. Yeah.
No, remember that was snoring. Go back and watch that episode to see whether it was snoring or farting, and don't forget to like and share. So there you go.
Okay, that was amazing. Okay, so who wants to start with? Who hasn't begun? It is Andrea,
Nick.
right?
No,
Nick.
I began. I started with
on
Scott.
Yeah, so
I know, but
Andrea,
I
it's
don't
your
want to. I
turn.
hate starting. I don't want to start.
Well,
So
suck
do
it
I,
up.
but we all did it.
Well, I'm not. If you all jumped off a cliff, would I have to do it? No.
No, because you would be
Just-
first. I would push you.
Just make sure you hit record before you do. Otherwise, Petri will yell at you.
I can't believe you discussed the fun stuff without me. How dare
I
you?
know.
We're making
And
a
it was
show,
really
damn it.
good. It was really good, and we were laughing mostly at you. Nick did a very good
What did I do
impression
now?
of you.
I wouldn't say very good, but it was
It
an
was
impression.
it was a good impression.
How dare you, Nick?
Do it, Nick. Do it for him. Do the impression.
Yeah, do it.
Come on. It was funny.
Well, I don't think my Swedish is very good, but, you know, here it is.
I don't talk like that.
How could you have not hit record? I told you it's not very good.
But still, it was funny.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So,
All right. Somebody start with Phoebe because I got to find my notes here. I wrote something out for Phoebe and now I got to find where I saved it.
we're waiting for you.
I have no idea.
I don't
where
mind waiting because I don't have that many notes for any of them.
Not me either, to be honest.
Phoebe was the only one I wrote notes for, but I don't know where I saved it. Let me look in.
I mean, I guess I could
see,
just summarize my
2020
notes
cleanup.
while you look. Well, not summarize. My notes are a summary. Not what I was hoping to hear from Phoebe for this finale.
I can really see you. Okay, Andrea, you want to?
Okay, yeah,
jump in?
I found where it was. I saved it under Ginga.
Well, that's not right.
I think you know what happened was I had just listened to Phoebe and I was listening back to Ginga, and then I think that's ended up how it. I don't know, but anyway,
Let's stop and save.
stop
Okie
and
dokie.
save.
I'm good.
Time to decide the winner.
And apparently, it can't be me.
And it
I
can't
feel
be
like I
me.
might still be in the running.
Yeah, well, where is your guest performance this season, Nick?
Okay.
Andrea,
I had considered it,
Mm.
but the one I was going to do was during the musical round, and someone had already picked a song from the same musical, so I felt like it probably wouldn't be a good idea to throw mine in
No,
case it was
okay.
worse.
No. Yeah, that'd be kind of awkward.
And I just, you want to just let the competitor have it, right? Like it's
Yeah.
not about me.
Yeah,
Sure,
it's their show.
You stick with that excuse.
I didn't want to.
Outshine them.
No, but I just thought it might have been in poor taste to do one from the same musical, and that was just
Yeah.
that was just pomp and circumstance. So I didn't lose any sleep over it, but maybe I'll finish it up and put it out in the ether at some point.
There you go.
Yeah, you're welcome to. How do you outro a season? How did I do it? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm just looking through my votes in case I have missed something, so I don't kill myself later.
Thanks for watching. Please share this video if you liked it.